All right. So just for announcement again, we will go over some homework for 6162. We will start 64. And then then we'll have time. We'll go through your review for your midterm test here. And then next Wednesday is your midterm. It starts at 12:30 to 1 o'clock is your review. The 30 minutes is review. And then 1 till 2:30 is your midterm. Usually our class ends at what? 1:50, something like that, right? Something like that. So next week our class ends at 2:30. Okay, so if you are working around that time, if you just make sure you get an hour off because it's extended a bit longer. Some of you are asking me about spring break. Do you guys have any homework for spring break? And the answer is no. Okay, you have no homework for spring break. So 6.4 is the last homework you have to do, and 6.4 homework is not due on Wednesday. Usually our homework due on Wednesday, right? Because you have a test on next Wednesday. So your 6.4 homework, one section is due on Tuesday midnight. Okay, so one section is due Tuesday at midnight. Yeah, 17, 18 is already there. Yep. And again, class, if I did not see the chat room, if I don't go into questions, can you please voice out because I got so many windows here, so I cannot see. I cannot open too many windows, especially the chat room. So please, if I did not answer any questions in the chat room, can someone please voice out, so I know what's going on. All right, so we're gonna do 6.1 first, 17, 18, 19, and 22. So yeah, now I figure. So make sure you have your StatCrunch. This time we will go under stat, calculators, and normal. Okay, so the whole chapter 6, 61, 62, 64 is all normal. Okay, so this is the one that we'll be using. So I'm not gonna use. Oh, sorry. I thought I can make it. All right, so let's talk about your homework here. 6.1. Sorry, I need to drag this one up. There you go. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything in one so you guys can see everything. Question number 17. I think we did 17 already, but we'll do it again. So 6.1, this is the one that we need. So 80th, 81st percentile. So I'm gonna let me just do one more. So when you guys do percentile, percentile is always measured from the lower end. So if I want you to find 20 percentile, your graph will be this is 20%. And you have to find the z-score here. Okay, so if I want you to find the 80th percentile, what will be your picture will looks like? A, B, C, or D? Again, percentile is, percentile is always shading to the left. Some of you ask me, is percentile always shading to your left? The answer is yes, it's always shading to your left. And your answer in this case is B for 80th percentile. This one is a bit smaller because right in the middle is 50. So 80 should be a bit more on the right side here. Okay. Now, how do you find your 80th percentile? Now, don't forget, this is mean is 0, standard deviation is 1. So we've got 0 and 1. So where should we put our 80th percentile? First, are we doing less than or greater than in this case? Are we shading on the left or are we shading on the right?
Left.
Left. And where should we put 80th percentile? In the first box here or the second box?
Second.
Second box. Can you put 80 here?
No.
Nope. So you should be what?
0.8.
0.8. Yes. So this is how you find your 80th percentile. And this is your answer. So this is how many in 2 decimal place is 0.84. You guys all right? Yeah. This is the same thing. 18 percentile. Can you tell me which graph is 18 percentile? This is question number 18. C.
C.
Yep.
C.
Yep, I got it. Rachel, if you don't mind, yep, your kids. How again, the mean is 0, the solution is 1. So can someone tell me it's less than because it's shading on the left? Where should we put 18 here? First box or second box? Second box?
Yes.
0.18, right? And your answer is a negative. Yes, because again, right in the middle is 0. So your answer should be negative. Negative 0.92. You guys all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now this one, I'm going to stick similar question again. So this one is asking for 11 lowest and 11 highest.
Okay.
So lowest
B.
11% and highest 11%. So what is the graph looks like if I ask for lowest 11%? Where is the lowest 11% is?
To the left.
On the left. So this is the lowest 11%, so 0.11. And where is the highest 11%? Is it on the left or on the right?
Right.
On the right. And this is the highest 11%. So let's find the lowest 11% first. Okay. Oh, this graph, can someone tell me what it looks like? Is that A, B, C, D?
E.
So now we need to figure out the score. What is this? So you have two answers here because you got answer A, this one, and then you got this answer, two answers here. So let's figure out this answer first. So can someone tell me how you figure out this one on the left using your StatCrunch? 0, 1, is that less than or greater than?
Less than.
Less than. Where should we put the 11%? First box or the second box?
Second box.
So this answer came out to be negative 1.23.
Is it in the second box because we're looking for the
The- Yep, asking for Z. See, they're looking for Z. So they're looking for Z. Now my question is how you figure out this one.
change that to greater than
Yep, and where we put the 11%?
the same place.
Same place. So you find out this answer is exactly the same as the other one, but this is positive, right? So your answer in this case is negative 1.23 and positive 1.23. So negative 1.23, comma, 1.23. You guys all right? Questions? Do you guys know how to find Z.09? Anyone know how to do this?
Nope.
Okay. So every time when they ask you for Z.09, this is what we call as critical value. Okay. And this critical value is always shading on your right. So this is 0.09. So every time when a question is asking Z something, Z point something, this is always shading on the right. And this is 0.09. So this is the one that we're looking for. So can someone tell me how you calculate this using your StatCrunch?
Put
Are
it
we
on the
using-
left box
So first box or second box?
first.
Again, are we looking for probability? Are we looking for Z-score here?
Z-score.
So it should be on the second box. Are we shading left or are we shading right?
Right.
So greater than. So this is what you need to do. And your answer in this case is 1.3 something, 1.334. So 1.34 is the right one. You guys all right? I'm gonna shut my email because the email make my noise. Anyone? Next one we have is I think 22, right?
Yes.
So this is the 22. So how do we figure this one? An area. If I ask you for area, area is z-score or probability?
Probability.
Probability. And it say it is what? Between 2 and -2. This is -2 and this is 2. Where is your shading area here?
In the middle.
In the middle. So how do we do this in your StatCrunch is you have to hit between first, right? So what you need to change here is what number? -2 and 2. So this area is what? 0.9544, no, 95, because no, it's close to 95. But if you put 0.954, this is wrong. Can someone tell me why this is wrong?
You have to multiply it by 100.
Because this question is asking for percent. Yes. So you have to multiply by 100. So what you get if you multiply this by 100, you move 2 decimal places, right? To your right. So your answer is what?
95.45.
Yep.
I got confused because it says 2 standard deviation. I thought that you're supposed to change it to 2 standard deviation.
2 standard deviation is what we're talking about. Remember last time when we do the empirical rule?
Okay.
This is 1 standard deviation, right? Can someone tell me what is the empirical rule for 1 standard deviation? What percent is this one? Remember empirical rule? What percent fall between 1 standard deviation? 68%, right? Can someone tell me what falls into 2 standard deviation?
Is it 13.5?
No. 13.5 is a part, this part. This is 13.5.
Oh, 34.
This is 95%. And that's why we got 95. The right answer should be 95.45. But we just use 95 because it makes things easy. Do you remember what is the 3 standard deviation? What is that going to be?
99.7.
99.7. Can you use that here? So you just need to change this to become what? 3, right? That's why you got a 99.7 right here. Do you see that? So this is the meaning of the empirical rule that we did back in chapter 3, right? I think we talked about this one. Okay. So so this is the meaning of within 2 standard deviation, within 3 standard deviation, and so on. So this is asking for 3.
So every time you're for 22, every time that you're need a percent, you need to move 2 decimals.
Yes, or multiply by 100. Yes. Yep, that's correct. All right, next we're going to talk about here is your homework 6.2. So I got a few questions on that one. So 6.2 is very similar to 6.1. You just need to change your mean and standard deviation from 0, 1 to a number given to you, right? So it's similar. So question 10 is what we're going to start working on here. So I'm going to refresh this one because. So this question is asking for question 10. It's asking us that engineer is designing a aircraft that is fit 99% of all male. Men have a hip breadth with a normally distributed with a mean of 14.1 and a centration 0.8. Find the 99th percentile. So remember, we find the 99, what percentile before? So what is your mean in this case? Your mean in this case is not 0, it's going to be 14.1. And your standard deviation is 0.8. This is how you draw your picture. By the way, in the test, you need to draw this picture out.
Yes.
Yes, it costs you 1 point. No picture, automatically lose 1 point. I don't care if you get it right or wrong. Where is the 99 percentile? On the left side or on the right side?
Left.
This side?
Yeah, isn't percentile always on the left?
But it's 99 percentile.
Oh, the right side.
So how right is this going to give you? Close to this line or close very far away to the right?
Very far.
Yep. Because this is 1%, 2%, 3%. And what happens in the middle? 50%, 60%. And you need how many percent? 99%. So all the way here. So this, everything here is 0.99. Are we looking for probability or are we looking for this value here? We are looking for this one, right?
Yes.
So how do we do this in your StatCrunch? The mean has to change, right?
Yes.
To 14.1. Your standard deviation has to change to 0.8. So this is the only difference between 6.1 and 6.2. You have to change these two. We do standard, we're not between here. What do you do next? Should we less than or greater than? This is where's the shading? Shading is over here, right? Should we do less than or greater than? Should be less than. And where should we put the 90.99? That's a 99.
One.
First box or second box?
Second box.
And then your answer will come out. So your answer in this case will be in 1 decimal place. What is that in 1 decimal place? Anyone?
16.
16. Questions?
Wait, could you do that one more time? How did you get the answer?
Right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, 1 decimal.
In 1 decimal place.
Okay,
The
got it.
six is too big. 6 is big to round up to 9. 9 will push up to 16.
I got it.
All right.
So I want to ask a question. So it doesn't matter how far right the shaded portion is, in as much as coming from the left, because this one is almost all the way to the right.
Yeah,
So
because how many percent is this one?
99.
No, this is 99. What is this
Yeah.
percent?
1.
1. So it's very small. Yes.
So it has to be less than.
Yes. So every
Oh.
time when you do percentile, it's always less than.
Okay.
I don't care what percentile, 80, 10, 1, 99, whatever percentile, it's always less than. First quartile. Can someone tell me first quartile is what percentile?
25.
25. Yes. So read this question. Can you tell me what is your mean in this case?
100.
0.8. Standard deviation?
15.2.
And we want the first quartile, which is 25 percentile. So it's all, as I say, percentile is always less than. What do we put in? Where should we put 25? First box or second box?
Second box.
0.25, right?
So how do we know that 25% is the percentile?
It's the first quartile.
Okay.
First quartile is 25%. So that will be in 1 decimal place is 90.5, right? So can someone tell me what is, oh, that's it. That's it for that question.
I have a question. Like that one right now is 90. It's supposed to be 90.6, but like you put
What?
90.5 because if
Not
you
90 point.
if you round your answer up 7 to 4, 5. Okay.
uh-uh.
Look
No,
into that.
when you look at 1, are we looking at 4? We only concentrate on 4. We never concentrate on anything behind there.
You don't round.
No rounding, yes. We don't
Okay.
care about set, whatever behind after the 4. 4 is too
Okay.
small to round.
Okay, okay.
12. Okay, we have, this is about normal distribution with mean of 22 and ascension of 1.1. This is for seats, for your car seats, classroom seats. So what happened is you want to identifying that it is less than 1% for greater and 1% for less than. So can someone tell me what is this graph looks like? This graph, this picture, the picture looks like for this case. You say the mean is 22, we got it. And the standard deviation is 1.1. What is the meaning when I say px greater is less than or equals to 0.001? Anyone know what is this stands for?
Probability. The probability is less
Greater than that. What does that mean in the picture?
Is that when you use the between?
No, that's no in
It's
between.
gonna be
Here.
stated to the right.
Yes, greater means it's on the right.
Mm.
And what percent is this? 1%.
0.1, yeah.
0.1, 1%. And what is the meaning when I say px or less is this? What does that mean? On the picture.
It goes to the left.
And what percent is this?
0.01.
0.01.
Yep. So this is a meaning. If I use this, it means it is less than 1%. This one is less than 1%, and this one is greater than 1%. So can someone tell me what is this number first? Let's do this number first. So the mean in this case is 22. And the standard deviation in this case is 1.1. This is less than 1%. So where should we put, this is less than, that's correct. So where should we put the 0.01? First box or second box?
Second.
Second box.
So this number is 19.44. Can someone tell me how you figure out this one now?
You just change the sign.
Just change the sign and then make sure you put 0.01 here, same thing. So this is actually is 24.56.
Oh.
So this question is asking is greater than this in how many, one decimal place. So what number is the first 19.44, right? So 19.44 is 19.4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 24.6 because 5.6 is bigger than that. So this is how you got this. So now you got here, this is the number here. So that means that what they're telling you here is all this number, if you got your number between this, these are no significant. If you got any number above this, this is significantly high. If you got this number, this is significantly low. Okay. And this question, they provide you what number? 24.3. So can someone tell me in this number line, where is 24.3
Really
located?
close to the right.
It will be close to
Is
the
that
right.
crossing this point?
No.
No, it's right
So it's
before.
somewhere here, right?
Yeah.
So my question is that significantly high?
No.
No.
So this is not significantly high because it is inside or outside this range?
That-
Inside.
Inside. Okay, so this is how we do this question. So every time, this is kind of similar to that the one that we do the range of rule of thumb. So we're just finding these two numbers, and then you figure out if this number is in or outside the range. You guys got it?
Yeah, it makes sense when you're watching someone do it.
Oh yeah. Same thing with this one. This is the same thing. Again, very similar to this question. Number 12 is similar to number 11. So I want you guys to do it on your own. Just a different mean and standard deviation is still using 1%. And then after that, you found this, you just figure out it's 26.7 is inside or outside that range. You guys all right? Because I do want you guys to practice it on your own. Because in the test, you won't have anything to, you don't have any help here. So next, same thing. We have a women's height is mean and standard deviation. So again, we're gonna draw this picture. Again, class, you see me every time I do a question, I draw a normal curve. So be a habit, draw it out. Is this curve help you to solve this question? The answer is yes. Okay. So mean is this, standard deviation is that. We got this is women. So let's say read the question. Oh, this is men. No, we don't do women here, because this question is asking for men, right? And if you look at this question, we do men first. So man has the height of 67.8 as the mean, and the standard deviation is 3.2. In order for us to have amusement park, if you want to be a character like Mickey Mouse or whatever it is, you have to have a minimum of 56 inches and a maximum of 62 inches. All right, yep. So can someone tell me what is the meaning of the minimum is 52 and maximum is 62? Is that less than, greater than, or in between? Anyone?
Less than?
No.
Greater than or equal to for 56, and then less than or equal to 62.
So we call that as in between. That means that your height has to be between 56 and 62. So if you are in this range, you will be the Mickey Mouse or whatever it is. Okay. So the question in this case is, what percentage of these men meet this height requirement? So this is in between, so we will do in between. This is man, so man is 67.8. Standard deviation is 3.2. And this is in between 56 and 62. Now, again, this is your answer here, but look carefully, they ask you for percentage. So what you do here?
Multiply by 100.
Yep. So what is that answer going to be?
3.5.
In 2 decimal places.
Oh, 2 decimals. So 4.8.
4.8. Yep. Is 3.48 since most men, do you think a lot of men met this or does not met this height requirement?
Do not.
Do not. How do we know this? Is because this percent is less than 5%. So this is a very small, I mean, only 3.5% of guys only meet this. So that means that they do not mostly so the man does not meet the requirement. So if the man does not meet the requirement, means that mostly the characters here are male or female?
Female.
Female. Yep. So you can tell that mostly people, princess, everything, they're all females mostly play by because the height is short. Yep.
You're going by 5%. Why?
Yeah. Again, we always use 5%. Remember, significant, always 5%.
Okay.
Yeah, we always use 5%. So if you want to compare things, we always use 5%.
Okay.
Must be less. If the height requirements change to the tallest 50% man and the shortest 5% man. So can someone, again, we're talking about men here. So 67.8 is here, 3.2. What is the meaning when I say tallest 50%? Where is the shading for tallest 50%?
It would be directly in the middle.
Directly in the middle. And where do we shade?
Like right there.
To the right. Yep, this is the tallest 50%. And why? The reason why it's middle is because exactly middle is 50%. Okay, and where is the shortest 5%? Is that on the left side or right side?
It would be to the left.
Left.
All the way over.
All the way on the left. Yep, and this is 5. This is the shortest 5%. So you need to find this. Now, this is the one you need to find because this one we already know the answer is what? 67.8 because this is right in the middle. So can you figure out what is the shortest 5% of male? So how do we do this? Go back to standard. The mean is still 67.8. The central is still 3.2. Shortest 5%, should we use which symbol?
Less than.
Less than, and where do we put 5%? On the left, or the first box or the second box?
Second.
Second. So that number is 62 point something. So your answer in this case is it has a minimum requirement of in 1 decimal place, 62.5. And the maximum, which we do not need to calculate, is right in your mean, which is 67.8. The mean you want to calculate, you still can calculate, it's still the same. You guys all right?
Yes.
Again, class, strongly for you guys to draw pictures every time you do this question. Okay. And the last one we do is 16. So this is for military. This is where we talk about men again and women. So they got 2. So now we concentrate on women. So read the question carefully. They're very tricky. They give you men and women. So make sure you know which one to pick. So this is women. So what percentage of women have weight that are within this limit? What are the limits that we're talking about? That in order for this, it has to be 143.7 pounds to 212. Okay, so we're talking about women. So women have a mean of what? 169.6 pounds. This is about the weight of the military. With the standard deviation of 44.2. Where do we need to figure out is the shading in between, so middle. So it's middle of 143.7 to 212. So this is the shading area here. So how do you do the percentage? Don't forget this asking for percentage. So you have to do between. The mean is 169.6. The standard deviation is 44.2. I'm going to do standard here because we're not between. Between. Hello. Between what numbers we have? Between 143.7 and 212. So this is the probability here. But they want in percent, so again multiply this by 100. So what you get in 2 decimal place? 55.23. So the next question is, are women excluded with those specification? Now, for which is equal to we found previously. We have to do question 15 for that because I do not know. This question 15 asks the same thing, right? I think they asked for male. I don't know. Found previously. So I don't know what previously is. So you have to do 15 and compare which one is, I think it's not many women because this is a very small percentage. Yeah, so the answer was second. Yeah. So usually, as you guys know that women's weight is less than male's weight. So usually women's weight is gonna be, this probably percentage is gonna be Many women excluded. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about weight, we study male more than female because women's weight is too the complement of equal to, which is either is C or D, I think, which is equal to.
I think it might be D.
Either D, either, which is, it's not complement. Yep, I think it's this one. Yep, then it's C. Again, usually I don't ask this kind of questions. It's B. Again, let me check what is on the other type. No, I don't know. What is
This one was another one where I like guessed and I couldn't figure out why I got it right.
Yeah, do not worry. Do not worry about this multiple because I don't know what you mean by previously because we only have male. We only have female. There's no male. So I will report this question because I don't know what is the meaning of this. You know what I'm saying? You have to compare which one is which. So female we find is 55.2. I don't know what is male one is. Male can be lower, male can be higher. So I would recommend do not worry about this question. Mostly in the test, I will asking you more on this.
Okay, good. So we don't have to guess and hope we get it right.
No, and yeah, don't worry. And if I want, I will ask you for find female women, and I also find you to male. And let's say that female is 55.23, and let's say male is 90.5%. Example, so that means that in this case, you say, are many women excluded with this specification? The answer is yes. Because mostly male is included already. So that means that, women will be, in this case, will be excluded in this case because this number is greater than that, because 90.5 is greater than 50 something. Okay, but usually I won't come up this kind of questions in like this question in the test. Okay, Teresa? So
yeah,
don't
much
worry,
appreciated. Thanks.
Yep. Make sure you know how to find this. This is the most important thing. Okay, so this is the one that I really want you guys to know how to do. All right, so if you have more questions, please let me know because today we will continue with 6.4. So 6.4, so we did 6.1 and 6.2. So as I mentioned earlier on, all the whole chapter 6 are the same. Okay, so in 6.4, we will talk about central limit theorem. So what is a central limit theorem in this case is we're talking about a group of people. Okay, so 6.1, we're talking about what we call as a standard normal distribution, where the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. 6.2, we're talking about normal distribution, where the mean is mu and the standard deviation is sigma, which is given in the question. So this is called a normal distribution. And 6.4 is called central limit theorem, where we talk about a group of people. Okay, so when you talk about a group of people, the mean is mu, but your standard error, which is the same thing as standard deviation, is sigma over by square root of n, where n in this case is the number of people. Now, you need to know the difference between 6.2 and 6.4, because 6.2 is usually we calculate for 1 people, and 6.4 is calculate for n people. That means a group of people. In this, so what happened is that if we have an application like word problems, is all word problems. If you're talking about like a group of people, for example, like you're in an elevator that go up and down. Okay, so what happened is that if you have 1 people, you're not worried that the elevator will stuck, right? Because when you go 1 person going in, it definitely will move up and down, no problem. But if when you go in a group of people, that is the time that you worry about, okay, is this going to be stuck or not, right? So application that use as a group of people, you have to use 6.4, which is the central limit theorem. If it's only one person thingy, then it's only 6.2. Okay, so like elevators, like airplane. If one person in the airplane, definitely this airplane can fly. But if there's a whole group of football player in the airplane, maybe you won't worry about that because they are heavy people, right? Same thing with tax, like water taxi and so on. So if you have anything to do with a group of people, we were using 6.4, which is called central limit theorem. But if you are talking about like going through a door, like a doorway, so how many people can go through a door? There's only one person can go through the door. So we are concentrating on one person. Same thing with the seat. Remember just now we talked about the airplane seat or whatever seat. How many people can sit on the seat? There's only one person can sit on the seat, right? Not everyone, an average. So that's why that is we do one person. So when you do as a group of people, then this number here is your X bar. That means we are looking for the average group of the people. So the same thing back into the elevators. If you have a group of people going in, you don't look at you look at the average of the whole group. Okay, so if this group is all skinny girls, and I went in, I wouldn't have any issue because as the average of the whole group, the mean of the whole group, it's gonna be less than what is posted in the right, when you go to elevator, they got posted this many pounds or this many people, right? So so when you go in there, if it's all skinny girls and I went in there, I'm not going to worry about, because as an average it will work. But if there's like 6, 7, 8 big guys and I went in there, then I probably was scared, because as an average that goes up. You guys know what I'm trying to say here, class?
Yes.
Yep, so this is what happens when you do 6.4. So in order for us to do a central limit theorem, this 6.4, there are some requirements. And if you have to fulfill this requirement. If you do not fulfill these requirements, you're not allowed to use it. The first requirement is this sample size has to be more than 30. Okay, this requirement says that means that if we talk about elevators, that's no way that an elevator can fit 30 people. So this requirement would not happen in an elevator, but airplane and something that's more than 30 people, or your population is normally distributed. So so you have two requirements here. Do you guys know what's the meaning when I use the word all? You can have this one or this one. That means if you fulfill one of this, you're good. Okay. Usually the population is normally distributed is always in the question. Do you still remember when you do the 6.2 homework? Do you see the word, the women weights are normally, do you see this one? You see that a lot, right? They all have the word normally distributed. This means that the population is normally distributed. So every time when you, I think all the questions has this phrase come up, right? Where the weights are normally distributed, the heights, whatever is normally distributed. So that is the meaning, means that the population is normally distributed. Usually is in the question, okay? So if this works, then you do not need to have more than 30 people, okay? The requirements will not work if you have this. That means you have less than 30 people and the population is not normal. So the requirements will not work if you have both of these requirements does not. That means you have less than 30 people and the population is not normal. And you guys know what's the meaning when I use the word and here? This is all, this is and. What's and stands for?
Both. Like it has
both.
To
yes,
both.
You have to fulfill this both in order for you to have it will not work. If it's working, then you can go, if it's work, then we can use the central limit theorem where the mean is mu. This is what we call as standard error. It's the same thing as standard deviation because there's so many standard deviation. We just call this a standard error, where you take the standard deviation divided by square root of n. Okay. So this is the requirements of central limit theorem. So make sure you guys know this requirement is very important, and this theorem is the very important for statistics. So without this theorem, there's no we cannot do anything about it. Okay, so we call central limit theorem. Yes, Cecilia.
Can you repeat the standard error? Can you repeat that again?
So the standard error in this case is going to be standard deviation over by square root of n. What do you mean? You want me to repeat this?
I guess I'm not sure how we're going to use that.
Oh yeah, I will show it to you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we haven't done anything yet. I will show it to you. Yep. So
you get a chance, could you go over 7 and 10 for 6.2?
Can we do after class? Because I probably need to move on here.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, do after class. I'll stay back after class and we'll do this because right now we're doing 6.4. Okay. All right. So this is a question it's asking for. Again, this is usually the first questions about your homework is regarding with this requirement. So you have a simple random sample of statistics students and she calculates the mean of the sample. So under what condition you have to fulfill being this. So the population of grade point average has to be normal. The sample has more than 30. The population of statistic is normal. They collected more than 30 samples. So they're very tricky, right? Yeah, we do more than 30 samples. So my question is, do the sample has to be more than 30 or they have to collect 30 samples? Which one is this one?
You said more than 30?
Yeah, both of them has more than 30. See that?
So B.
So the sample has to collect 30 or the research has to collect 30 samples. Can someone tell me what N stands for again?
Population, you said, right?
No.
Group of people.
Sample, right?
Oh, sample, yeah.
So the sample has to be what? More than
30,
right? So which one is this? The sample has to be more than 30. B, right?
B, yeah.
This is not, the sample has more than 30. That's the meaning. This is a sample. Next, do I say the population is normally distributed? And guess what? They all have normally distributed here. So is the population of the grade point average or the population of statistics students?
Grade point average.
Okay, because this question is mostly talking about GPA. So that's why you will do GPA. So we don't talk about students in this case. Okay. So make sure the questions are very tricky here. So make sure you read the question. They all have this same thing, but make sure you understand which one is which. Same thing here, make sure you read this. It says that this is normally distributed and the sample size is only 15. Can we use central limit theorem here?
No.
Don't forget, it's an or. Do we met this requirement, class?
No.
No. Do we met this requirement?
Yes.
Yes, where?
Normally distributed.
Yep, because the word normally. Class, I just want to point out to you guys, you have to read the question. Same thing in your test. If you just simply glance through it, it's not going to help you. Okay, so this is normally distributed. So do we met the requirement in this case? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the reason why is normally. So the sample size, no, the sample size is no. As long as the mean, the sample mean will be not, yep, this is the one. So the mean is normally distributed. So make sure you read. Oh, no. Oh, yes, sorry, yes. Yes, the sample size and it's normal, yep, sorry. Didn't read the question. Okay, sorry. Let me read the question again. This is what happens when you don't read the question. Weight of aggregation are normally distributed. Sample of weight in this case is 15. random set of sample mean are found. Is it correct to conclude that the sample mean cannot be treated? Didn't read the question. Cannot be treated. The answer is no. See that? So no, because as long as more than 30 samples, the sample will be the original population is normally distributed, then this is good. Yep. Again, class, this is what happens when you can tell, right? I didn't read the question fully. So so that's the reason why this is what happens. Okay. Attendance time. So please take put present attendance. You guys know attendance time. Okay. Next question we talk about here is this question. So this is so when you do question 6.4, make sure you your homework, make sure you distinguish between 6.2 and 6.4, because 6.2 is only for one person, 6.4 is for a group person. So if you read question 6.4, number 3 here, this is male, female with the mean of this and the summation of that. So the question is A, if one female is selected, what is the probability that is less than 76 beats per minute? So is this question is 6.2 or 6.4? 6.2? Yes, this is 6.2 because you only pick how many people?
One
people. So for this question A, exactly the same thing you did on 6.2. The mean is 72. The standard deviation is 12.5. Can someone tell me where is 76 less than 76?
Slightly over the middle.
And then last means you shape where?
It's 0.6255.
left.
Oh, you even get the answer already. So you had to use a StatCrunch. Yep. Oh my God, there's so many things pop up. Okay, and it's last. Change this to 72. You guys are good. 12.5. Less than what number here? 76, right?
Yes.
So this is 62.6255. Very good. You guys are. This is what you did before. So in 6.2. All right. Now, question B is special because now we don't ask for one female. We ask for what? 4 females. So that means now you will have a group. So what happened is that your standard deviation or standard error in this case, Cecilia, this is what you mean, is no longer 12.5. It's 12.5 over what?
4.
Square root of 4. Not 4, square root of 4.
Okay.
And it's still asking for the same thing, less than 76. Does anyone know what is square root of 4 is? What is square root of 4?
2.
2. And can someone tell me what is 12.5 divided by 2? 6.25. Can you round this number, class? No. Okay. So what you need to do for this case is you just, because this is 6.4 central limit theorem, the mean is still 72, but your standard error in this case will be 6.25. And this question is still asking for less than 76. So this number is changed a little bit to 0.7389. So this is meaning of the standard error that you guys asked me because of that number of 4 people are picked here. So now my question is why this can be used, only 4 people, right? Although the sample size need to be more than 30. So what do you need to looking for? So we know that the size is small, but my question is your population is normally distributed?
Yes.
Yes, is in the question here, right? So what is, since the distribution of not a sample, the distribution is normally distributed, is that A? or the mean pulse rate exceeds the 30? Is that B? Is that C? Or is that D?
D.
Okay, and don't forget, what is the keyword for this? Yeah, normally distribution is the keyword. And what is the other keyword I'm looking for? The population. So which one here has both keyword population and normally distributed is everyone have, right? This one is all have normally distributed. So which one here has a population is normally distributed?
D.
It's D.
D.
Okay, so again, class, please read the question carefully, especially in the test. Take your time to read, okay, especially multiple choice. They are very, very picky. Not picky, very tricky. All right. You guys all right? I want you guys to do question 4 on your own now. Yep. Again, question 4A is asking for an individual. That means one person. I will do question B together, 20. That will do B together. Question A, one person. The mean is this, summation is that. Yep, make sure you have your StatCrunch. And you want it to be greater than that. So Diara, can you stay back a little bit?
Yes.
We will go through your questions. And you need to repeat again because I cannot see those questions again because everyone typed present. I mean,
Okay.
Just, yeah, I know you have your questions. Anyone got question A? Greater. Make sure you know the symbol between less than and greater than. One mistake that students do here is they put in the wrong number. So if you put in the mean or summation or all those numbers wrong, your answer is automatically wrong. Oh, not 195.7.
Is it 1306?
207.5. Sorry, type in the correct number here. This one, 0.1306.
Yes.
This is right. Next, now we're asking for 20, the mean of 20 people, 20 females. What is the probability that is greater than that? So when you have 20 females, this is where the central limit theorem applies because we got 20 people, right? So, so in this case, this will be 8.9 over by square root of 20, right? Because I got 20 people, right? So how do you do it in your StatCrunch is you do not need to take out a calculator and do this, because if you do this in your calculator, you have to type in every single decimal place here. So in your StatCrunch, you just put 8.9 divided by SQRT 20. So in StatCrunch, SQRT means square root. And then parentheses, and then put 20 or whatever n you have there. And this number is 195.7.
You literally just made my day.
Yeah. So that's why yep. So do not take your, I mean, if you do your calculator, what is that? It's 8.9 divided by square root of 20.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of the videos that I had to skip over because I remember you were like, don't even look at that equation.
Yep,
Just
don't
do
look
it
at
all
it.
on your
Yes,
StatCrunch."
yes, please. The video, the YouTube video that the guy did, oh my God, don't look at it because it take him 30 minutes to do this question. And if you use StatCrunch, it take you 1 minute or less.
That
So
makes my heart
you,
happy.
Yep, that's why make sure you, in the test, make sure you use your StatCrunch. Otherwise, good luck with that video. Good luck with between that. So if you're using this 8.9 over square root of 20, if you want to type, you have to type in all this number in here, whatever your calculator has. So you cannot round it. But better way is just put this one because it's easy. So your answer in this case is 0.8171. You guys all right? And the last question, same thing. Why can we use this even though the sample size is only 20? What is the keyword we're looking for, class?
Normal distribution.
And?
Population.
Population. So which one is that one?
A.
No.
Read.
Okay. B. Okay, don't look at, oh, population and normally, oh, A. No, B is okay, make sure you read the question. Class, although you know the keywords, make sure you read the question carefully. Okay, and I can tell you.
For the previous, for part B, for the mean, you know how like we had 197.5 and then the first question was 207. Oh, okay, I didn't see that greater than 195.
Yep, this is 195.
Okay.
We changed, read the question. So again, I really want you guys to really be careful with this, okay? The rest of the questions are the same. So I do want you guys try number 5. Again, this is one female and it's between these two numbers. The mean and solution is that. Yeah, a lot of students do not do well in my tests because they did not read the question really well. So make sure you read it. You know, I'll try my best. The multiple choice to be not as tricky as this. So, and then some of the multiple choice actually came up from your homework in your test. So. So try to do this question. 72 is your mean. 12.5 is your standard deviation. Oh, this is between. So it's only one female. Don't forget, A is only one. Between 66 and 78.
0.3687.
0.3688 because 7 is big enough to round to 8. You guys all right? And now we select 4 females. And yes, it is the same between 66 and 78. What do you mean by how to use StatCrunch? Rachel, can you? We are using StatCrunch right now. Can you explain?
How do I use it to do the class activity we're doing right now while the class is going on my system? I don't know.
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, what the class activity we're doing right now,
how
do I like navigate to do it on my distance? Because usually when I'm like during class session, like as class is going on, I ask, so sometimes I have to like find the mean of this, find them using StatCrunch. How do I separate my computer? Like, how do I
go to stat calculator?
Yeah. So I can do the same thing while you're the host? Is that what? That's my question.
What do you mean?
Like, can I still use the board while you're teaching to do my own work? That's my question.
Well, if unfortunately you have to minimize that Zoom, this Zoom.
Okay, and that's the question I'm asking. I don't even know how to minimize.
So you have to minimize your Zoom, and then you have to.
Okay.
Open your Internet Explorer, whatever you have on the other side. So you actually have to split the screen too.
Okay.
Yep, that's the only way.
Explain that to me at the end of the class. I don't know how to do that.
Yep.
So like minimize and.
Minimize it. Just go up to your Zoom and minimize it. The little square box. That's how you minimize it. I'll show it to you. It's not that difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And this is not, yep. This is, yep. Someone brought up about online teaching. Yep, this is what happens. Because in a classroom, you will have your own computer. And so for question B, how do we do question B? For adults, so what happens? Your standard error here will be what? 1.5 divided by what?
QRT parentheses 4.
Yeah, but if you know square root of 4 is 2, then you just put 2.
2.
So you're less typing. If you know square root of 4 is 2, right? So your answer in this case is point what? 6629.
So if we just know the square root, we would just have to put the division sign. But if we don't know the square root, we have to put the SQRT in parentheses. Okay.
Yep. Like 20 is not a perfect square just now, so we have to put that. And then the same thing happens. C again. Read question carefully and then figure out. So mostly, so they are almost the same. You can tell this is repeat, right? Anyone know what C answer is? It's all right, Megan. I will teach her how to do it.
D.
D as boy or dog? Boy or
dog?
Dog. Okay. All right. Let's read this one. Elevator says that it has 1640 pounds or 10 passengers. So 10 people, 10 mil went into this elevator. And so roughly if 10 mil goes in there, average per 1 mil should be 164. How they get 164 is you divide 16410, the caps, with 10 people. So if an elevator is loaded with 10 mils, find the probability that this mean rate is greater than 164. Okay, assuming that the mean is this and the standard deviation is that. So my question to you is this 6.2 where we talk about one person, or is this 6.4 where we talk about a group of person?
Maybe a group, right?
Yeah, because we're talking 10 person, right? 10 people, 10 male in this case. So what is the mean in this case? The mean in this case is 167. And the standard error in this case is 25 over by what? How many people we have in the elevator here? 10, right? So it's the square root of 10. And again, square of 10 is not a nice number. 9 is 3, but 10 is not. And we are asking for what? It is greater than this number. So greater is this one. And then you put 167, 164. Probability in this case is 0.6478. Now the question is this elevator safe? So what this means is that 65% the elevator will be overloaded if 10 males go in there. Class, do you want to go into this elevator when the elevator will be overloaded 65% time?
No.
No, so it's not safe. What is considered safe? This number is again less than 5%, 0.05. So in this case, the elevator is not to be safe because the chance, the probability of that is exceeding. So it's really high here. Okay. So so the chance of this happening is really high. So make sure you guys, in order for you to say yes, your answer should be 5% or less. Okay, it's 64. You know that, right? 64 is not a pretty good number.
I have a quick question. After 25, you're looking for the square root of 164?
10, because we got 10 people.
Oh, okay.
We got
Okay.
10 million.
Got it. Okay.
All right. So I remember last time we did that 164 here. We take the maximum divided by 10, right? 10 people there. So they got 164. So this question is asking the same thing. A ski gondola is like elevator, but this time it's you went up ski. Assuming that the weight of skiers are normally distributed with a mean of 183 and a standard deviations of 45. A gondola can seat 25 people, and this gondola has a limit of 3,500. So what is the mean of this case? Remember last time, in order for us to find the mean, we take the maximum divided by the maximum number, 1640 divided by 10. So how do you find the mean in this case? The maximum mean weight. You take the maximum.
3,500 divided by 25.
Yep. So you take the maximum up. Sorry. You take the maximum and then divide it by 25. So that means that in average, one person has to weigh 140 pounds, which is, you can tell already, once you type 140 pounds, you can tell it's not working out already. This is not a good number. Why I say that is because 140 pounds for male, and I'm not 140 pounds. I'm definitely heavier than 140. Me female maybe, but male, not gonna work out. So let's say that this 25 pounds, this 25 skiers, what's the probability that this mean will exceed this weight? So are we using 6.2 where we talk about one person, or are we using 6.4 where we talk about a group of person?
25, so group.
So a group, 25 people, right? So that they got 25 people here. So the mean is still 183. Does anyone know what is the standard error here? Which will be
45.
45
divided.
over by. Does anyone know what square of 25?
It's 5.
5. And if you doesn't know 5, you just type SQRT 25. You know, it's still the same. And what weight limit we're asking for? Exceed what value in part A? What is the value in part A? Part A is 140, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone know what's the meaning of the word exceed? Is that less than or greater than? The word
Greater. Less than.
Greater than. Yep, exceed is more. Yep, more than 140, right? Oh my goodness. This is 1. Yeah, this is 1. That means 1 in this case means it's 100% it will happen. So, which is no good. Again, this is all line 9s here, it's 1. So now they don't want 20. So what they do is, instead of 25 people, now I will reduce it to 20 people. So if you do 20 people, so if you do 20 people for part A, because part A we did 25, so you take 35,000 divided by 20 people, because they reduce it. So it becomes 175 now. So this is the number 175. So can someone figure out how to do this in your StatCrunch for part C, where you reduce from 25 to 20 people? So the mean is still 183. What happens to your standard error? It's gonna be 45, the standard deviation, over by what? Square root of, how many people are we talking about?
20.
20, right? And again, it has to be exceed 140 or what? should be
175.
Yep, because now it's 20 people, so it's more weight. So 175 is a bit better. So now, still no 0.7867. But it's better than 1. It's way better than 1. So this is what usually people in the elevator will do. They want to figure out what is the best number. So they keep on reduce that number from 25 to 20. Even 20 is not good. You think this percentage, 79%, do you think is safe?
No.
No, it's still not safe. So this is over 50. Yep. Since the priority ordering is over 50%, so this is not appeared to be safe. So what happened is, if you are engineering, creating this lift or gondola or whatever, so what you do is you keep on reducing from 25 to 20 to 18 to whatever, 16, 15, until you reach this number to be safe. Usually, maybe 5 or 10% depends on how your work is. So they should give you a number that is considered safe. So you guys all right?
Yeah.
You guys all
So
right?
far.
Okay, now I'm gonna do one more question on this one. I'm gonna change this question a little, the same thing with the gondola. Yes.
Can you please, like, maybe after this one, skip like 2, 3, like around 12 and do it. That way we can have like an idea of everything that is going on.
Rachel, you have to rewatch this.
No, I don't mean what you have done. Because sometimes when you get in, like, I couldn't,
you have to do it. Guess what? I already did half of your work already. This is your homework.
So I was trying to say that you should drop like 12, question 12.
Okay,
that
Rachel, that's it. Rachel, listen to me. That's it. This is your homework, right? Because I'm gonna stop. This is my last question, and then because this is your homework, I'm not doing your homework here. So this is what is coming out in your test. So pay attention here. So this is talking about weight, right? Let's say we do 20, the same question C20. Now I'm gonna do a question E. Now let's say that every person carries an extra 10 pounds of ski equipment. As you know that, if you go up skiing, you have to carry all those heavy stuff, right? And this 10 pound is additional to the weight of the person, okay? Extra 10 pounds, okay, for the ski equipment. So my question is, what is the probability that you pick 20 people and this is exceed 175? So what happened is that your mean used to be 183, right? So what happens to your mean now if everyone carry extra 10 pounds of ski equipment?
Wouldn't it be 180 plus 10?
Yep, you plus 10. So this will be 193. Now the standard deviation is 45, right? So what happens if everyone carry an extra 10 pounds? What happens to your standard deviation? Is that plus 10 become 55? Or
wouldn't it just be this 45 with the square root of 20?
Yes, that is correct, Cecilia, because when you add 10, when everyone add 10, let's say I give a test and I say, okay, I'm going to add 10 points to everyone, your standard deviation still stays the same. So it's still 45 over by square root of 20, because we still have 20 people. And 175 is right here, and you exceed it, means you shading here. So this is, if you use your StatCrunch to do it, it's very similar to this, but the only difference here is this is still 45 square root of 20, but your mean in this case is not 183, it's going to be 193 because you add 10 pounds to it. This one is still exceeding 175. So your answer in this case will be higher, 0.9 something. This is the answer in this case. Okay. So what I want to tell you here is that if I carry extra some extra weight, your mean will change by adding or subtracting whatever extra, but your standard deviation still the same. You don't add them. You guys got what I'm saying here?
Yes.
So so make sure you understand this question 7E because it's coming up in your test. So I give you something like this, and then after I ask you for what happens if someone carry an extra, how many pounds of stuff, what happens, find the probability of that things. Questions? So majority of stuff here is asking the same, this is one person, and then part B is asking for n amount of person, and then after that they will ask you for something else. If you're talking about seats, which one do you pick? One person or a group of person?
Just one person.
So in part C, they will ask you which probability will be better. Part A, when we talk about one person. Part B, when we talk about 50%, I don't know 100%. So your answer will be part A because seats, you only can sit one seat. You guys with me here?
Yeah.
This one is also talking about pilots who have ejection seats. Again, one person or a group of person?
One person.
Group of people, one person. So part C will ask you the same thing. Which one is better to use? The probability you find in part A, which is one person, one pilot, or part B, which is a group of pilots. So make sure you guys read the questions over here. This one is talking about what? Both. Again, one person or a group of person is important.
A group. A
group. So that's why they managed for a group of 60 people here. So again, read the question carefully, and they will. Then you have to think about it. Okay. For when you think about both, or we talk about a whole group of people. Questions, everyone?
No.
I have a question. So our exam is on Wednesday, and sometimes when we do this assignment, we are like stuck in like point 1, maybe question 1, the B or C part. If we are stuck and the assignment is due Wednesday night, how do we get the chance to have
this 6.4 homework is not due on Wednesday. This 6.4 is due on Tuesday.
Which Tuesday? Coming Tuesday?
Yes. Hello, one section, 13 questions. There's only 13 questions.
I am. That's the same thing.
Be lazy. Don't be lazy.
I'm done with my homework already. Just some of them that I was having the A part that I couldn't do that, and they already answered it while I came into the.
Okay. Okay. Teresa, post something else. If you need a study group, please message Teresa or Cecilia.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Cecilia is very active in the school group chat. I saw her a lot of posting in that group chat. Linda, I'm gonna do question 8B for you. I just putting this. I just simply put this. A, you guys do it yourself. B is the one you need, right? So how do you do B in this case? 8B. This is the one, right? You're asking for, Linda.
Yeah.
So the mean is, this is my homework, not your homework. So 114.1 is your mean. Standard deviation is 1 over by what? How many people we have?
120.
Square root of 120. Don't forget the square root. Okay. And this is greater than what? 16.3, right?
Yes.
So answer is 0.
Oh, okay.
The answer is 0.
Well, mine, when I typed it in, it said the value must be greater than 0, and it gave me an error.
No, his answer is 0 in this case. I do not know your all right. I'm gonna stop doing here. So because it's end of time. So Linda, stay back. Rachel, stay back. Daria, can you stay back? You have to share the screen because I do not know what you're doing.
Diara.
Diara, sorry, Diara. I am so sorry, Diara. Diara, you stay back.
It's okay.